One thing I've realized over the years is that peace is not something we can find somewhere in the future. It is the feeling we have right here in the present moment. If we keep waiting for the perfect time or ideal circumstances to finally feel content, we may never find peace, because in doing so, we miss out on the precious moments that life has already given us. We often forget that what we call enough is simply the awareness of what we already have. Each day, when we wake up, we already possess many wonderful things: a roof over our head, a loving family, the health to continue walking on life's path. Yet sometimes we don't realize this because we are too worried about things that haven't happened yet, about the future. The past is gone and cannot be changed. The future is yet to come, and we can't predict it. So why not live fully in the present so we won't have regrets later? I've had moments where I looked back and asked myself, have I truly lived fully in these moments? I let worries about the future or the pain of the past cloud my vision, missing out on the small but precious things within reach. There are simple moments that we can never get back if we let them slip away, like the peaceful mornings, the early sunlight streaming through the window, or the golden leaves falling in the wind. Each of these moments, if we stop and listen, contains endless freshness and love. If we don't live fully in the present moment, the precious values will slip away. The past is gone, no matter how beautiful it was, but if we're not there to enjoy it, we can't truly feel it. The future is unknown, full of assumptions yet to become reality. There are times when I ask myself if I truly appreciate what I have, or if I'm always chasing after things that are empty and distant. Sometimes we keep looking ahead, worrying about what's coming, and forget that happiness is already here, in this very moment. That constant feeling of being lacking or never enough is often because we fail to recognize the wonderful things we already have: a loving family, a roof over our heads, or good health that allows us to wake up every day and continue the journey of life. There are times when, like many others, I get lost in thoughts about the future, in never-ending plans, in the virtual world through my phone. But then I realize that these things gradually disconnect me from myself and from the people around me. We forget that presence, being mindful of the moment, is the key to truly experiencing the beauty of life. Without awareness, we easily become people who live without noticing the changes in our own emotions or in the emotions of our loved ones. Life, though difficult at times, still has people who know how to see everything with gratitude and love. They understand that every moment, no matter how brief or challenging, has its own value. It is these people with their inner peace who can see the beauty of life in every passing moment. I've learned that to live fully, I need to focus on what's happening around me. Sometimes it's just a peaceful step, a gentle breath, or a deep look at the ones I love. I've learned to walk and only walk, sit and only sit, look and truly see, and think while knowing what I'm thinking. Every action, no matter how small, can become a meaningful moment when we are true to ourselves. The past is a lesson, a collection of experiences we can learn from, but it's not something we should imprison ourselves in. The future is what is yet to come, and no matter how much we prepare, it will always hold surprises. That's why we can only live fully if we appreciate the present moment, if we eat in the present, work in the present, and communicate with those around us with full presence and sincerity. Life, at times, is never as easy as we hope it would be. There are moments when I wonder why everything is so complicated, but then I realize that it is only when we live with awareness and authenticity that we can find peace and happiness, even when life isn't always perfect. Each day that passes, whether good or challenging, is an opportunity to live fully, to realize that true contentment is not a destination, but the process of living in each present moment. When I was younger, like many others, I sought happiness in discoveries and endless fun. But as I grew older, the weight of responsibility also grew, and I began to realize that what I truly needed was not material possessions or external achievements, but inner peace. The older we get, the more we realize that life is not always perfect, but peace can come from being true to ourselves and finding deeper values. Perhaps never before has humanity needed peace as much as it does now. With the fast-paced rhythm of life, with constant pressures from work, family, and society, many people caught in this whirlwind have sacrificed so much in the pursuit of material comforts. They forget the truly important values: peace of mind, genuine connection with oneself and with others. I was once like that, believing that when I had everything, I would find happiness. But I soon realized that the more I chased after external things, the emptier and more unsettled I felt. Nowadays, many people turn to medications, music, or even other forms of entertainment to relieve stress. But in reality, peace can only come from knowing how to care for our soul, finding quiet from within. We often seek happiness through external things, but sometimes they fail to bring true tranquility. The biggest issue I see is the lack of balance in life. When our bodies are constantly in a state of tension and fatigue, illness will inevitably follow. The same goes for the mind. When we don't properly care for our mental well-being, rushing through life, chasing worries or pressures, negative feelings can easily take over our thoughts. And in reality, psychological issues like depression, anxiety, or emotional disorders are on the rise, not just due to unexpected events, but mainly because we don't know how to care for and manage our own lives. We may achieve success in our work, care for our families, and help others, but sometimes we forget to care for our souls and manage ourselves. This can lead to psychological wounds, leaving us feeling tired, exhausted, and gradually losing connection with ourselves. When the mind is not healthy, it can slowly turn into states like depression, making everything around us seem gloomy and preventing us from finding value in life. But when our soul is at peace, the world becomes more beautiful, more worth living than ever. That's why seeking peace and taking care of our mental health is crucial, especially in a world full of temptations and challenges like today. The things outside may give us a sense of comfort, a temporary feeling of happiness, but if we look deeper, we'll realize that this feeling can't last forever. Even though some pleasures or material things may bring a sense of satisfaction, without taking care of our soul, we will still face worries, stress, and frustrations. True happiness doesn't come from things out there, but from a peaceful soul, not influenced by desires or pressures. Inner peace is not something far-fetched. It's simply the ability to let go of expectations and live fully in the present moment. Of course, in life, there are desires that we can't do without, but we must not let them dominate every second of our lives. When we stop seeking, we simply sit still, observe, and feel everything around us. You'll realize that you already have so many conditions to be happy, that happiness is present in every moment of life if we only appreciate it. If we don't appreciate what we have now, can we truly enjoy the conditions for happiness in the future? Can we recognize and be grateful when the things we've dreamed of become a reality? What you have today might very well be the dream you once longed for in the past. So why remain indifferent to it? Happiness doesn't only come when we achieve something grand. It's also in the little things in each present moment. If we keep dreaming of some distant happiness, will it really bring us peace, or will it only cause us pain from expectations that may never be fulfilled? Life is not always smooth sailing, but I believe that if we live wholeheartedly and sincerely, if we value what we have in the present, tomorrow will naturally align with what we've lived today. When we don't cling to the past or the unmet desires of the present, we'll realize that there are still plenty of reasons around us to live happily. It is only when we bring our minds back to the present that we can live more fully in every moment. Life is a balance between what goes well and what doesn't. Happiness is not the absence of sorrow, but the ability to accept and embrace both sides of life. When we face favorable situations, we feel happy. But when we encounter difficulties, instead of getting discouraged or blaming, if we learn to face them calmly, we will realize that there is always something worth appreciating. Every challenge, no matter how heavy it seems, is an opportunity for us to grow, to learn to view life with an open heart. I've learned that even in tough times, there are always conditions for happiness. Don't focus too much on what doesn't go as planned, because if something cannot be resolved, perhaps it's simply not the right time. Let go and shift your attention to the positive aspects. It's like a TV with multiple channels. If we keep watching the channel of sorrow, we'll only see pain. But if we switch to the channel of happiness, we'll find peace. The key is that we have the power to choose to focus on the good rather than dwelling on negative thoughts. So, how do we shift our state of mind? When our minds are trapped in negative thoughts, we need to learn how to change them. This is not a simple task. It is a long process that requires training and patience. When we consciously change our perspective, our minds will gradually be freed, and slowly, we will feel a sense of peace within. It's not about waiting for unrealistic things or miracles to happen, but about learning to live according to the natural principles of life. This means applying principles that have been discovered over time, understanding them, and practicing them in our daily lives. It is in the small things, in everyday decisions, that we can truly change our lives and find peace in our hearts. We need to accept these methods and principles sincerely, with a determined attitude. Only when we carry them out with full dedication and a sincere heart will the results truly come. Training the mind is not about asking for something, but a process of self-transformation. It's about action. It's about continuous practice. If we believe that happiness and peace exist only in the present, then in this very moment we must live fully in the present, not letting any moment slip by. In the end, I realized that happiness or suffering is not something solely brought by circumstances, but largely by our own choices. Disappointments and challenges are inevitable in life, but if we constantly fight against them or try to eliminate them, we only end up making our suffering worse. When we can't change the circumstances, we should turn inward and appreciate the happiness that we already have, because true happiness is always present in the simple things around us. Happiness doesn't come from completely eliminating the things we don't want, but from our attitude of acceptance and how we skillfully handle them. Life will always have challenges, but that doesn't necessarily mean suffering. The difference lies in our attitude. When we accept the things we don't like and face them with peace, they no longer feel like suffering. We can't avoid pain, but we can learn to live with it peacefully and wisely. True peace doesn't come from the outside, but from within each of us. External peace, like having others do things our way, is temporary and can disappear at any moment. Meanwhile, inner peace is about self-mastery, not depending on circumstances. To achieve this peace, we first need to realize that we are the ones responsible for our own lives. Pain, whether physical or emotional, is a personal experience, and if we rely on others to find happiness, we are more likely to fall into a state of instability. Only we can be the masters of our own happiness. Even when external conditions seem favorable, if the mind is not at peace, everything outside will never truly feel stable. But when the mind is at peace, external factors no longer hold much significance. We stop worrying about the actions or attitudes of others. In that state, everything around us becomes calm, no longer reflecting the turmoil within. So how can we keep our mind from being disturbed, from judging, demanding, or expecting anything? To achieve this, we need patience and consistent practice, learning how to meditate. However, while meditating, the key is to let go of any expectations or hopes for a specific outcome. Simply follow the technique correctly, adhere to the principles, and allow the mind to naturally settle into stillness. It is this quietness, free from haste or expectation, that gradually strengthens and steadies the mind, bringing inner peace regardless of what's happening in the world around us. Everything will come at the right time. That's what I've learned through years of living and experiencing life. Things don't always go according to our plans or expectations, but when we live sincerely, kindly, and wholeheartedly, everything will naturally find its way. Remember, peace only comes when we learn how to calm our minds, reduce pettiness, and stop chasing after things we don't truly need. When we stop allowing external things to control us, the mind naturally turns inward and finds deep peace. Focus on the breath, on each step, on the sounds around us, simple things we often overlook. When we take the time to listen, to observe, and to feel the present moment, we realize that happiness is not something distant. The conditions for happiness are always present around us, if only we stop and appreciate them. True peace is not something far away. Sometimes we still have desires and wishes, but if we know when to desire and when to let go, life becomes much lighter. Don't let those desires become burdens, making us feel constantly lacking or tense. When we learn to let go, when we understand that everything has its time, we will feel tranquility within. When sitting beside your child, try letting go of all expectations. Don't ask if they've done their homework, if they've cleaned the house, or if they're being polite. Imagine living with someone who is always expecting things from you. Wouldn't that make you feel uncomfortable? Expectations create stress for others, and they tire us as well. But when we let go, when we stop demanding, simply being present with others with an open heart, peaceful energy, and a gentle smile will naturally spread. When our hearts are tense, when emotions like worry or anger take over, our gaze becomes intense. This is a sign of tension in the mind. It's in these moments we need to pause, learn to relax, and release. Not everything in life needs to be controlled or worried about. When we allow ourselves to let go of stressful thoughts, peace will naturally come, like a gentle breeze soothing the soul. A lifetime of serving one another may never feel enough, so remember, we must stay mindful to recognize unnecessary desires and excessive expectations. It is only by letting go of these that we can truly enjoy the present moments of life, free from the pressure and stress of relentless expectations. We live in the present, not in desires, waiting, or the standards set by society or others around us. Many psychological studies show that the pressure of parental expectations is one of the leading causes of depression and psychological harm in children. Parents sometimes expect their children to achieve things that they may not be capable of, such as success and fame, simply to feel proud of them. But what they fail to understand is that these expectations unintentionally create heavy pressure, making their children feel insecure and fall into suffering. Living in an environment where there are constant high expectations, where one is always being judged or tested, can make children feel stressed and anxious. Therefore, parents need to learn to reduce unnecessary expectations and create a peaceful and loving space where children can be their true selves, not live under the shadow of expectations that can never be fully met. Desire often stems from excessive worry or fear, rather than a true necessity. When we fear that something won't happen, we begin to desire reassurance. But in reality, when we learn to let go, we find that our minds become lighter and more peaceful. If it's difficult to let go immediately, try meditating, breathing deeply, and slowing down in the present moment. Only when we recognize our own emotional state can we change it. Desire and resistance often lead to suffering. When we desire something and don't achieve it, feelings of disappointment are bound to arise. And when we resist what we don't like, negative reactions will only make things worse. Learn to recognize and care for these states so the mind doesn't get caught up in negative emotions, helping us live more peacefully and easily find calm in any situation. Ultimately, peace does not depend on fame, power, or material wealth. True peace can only come when we let go of unnecessary desires. It's when we create peace within ourselves, when we stop letting our happiness depend on things beyond our control. Love and care for others, but never let your happiness be completely dependent on them. Peace must come from within, so that we can share it with those around us. Life is a journey of transformation, where we learn to let go of attachments, to live in the present and appreciate each moment. Feeling every step, every voice, every glance, or even the taste of life itself, that's how we live mindfully. Each moment is an opportunity to move towards liberation, not from something distant, but from the freedom within our own minds. Liberation is not a grand goal somewhere far away. It is the freedom from greed, anger, delusion, and the shadows in our minds, allowing us to live in clarity and inner peace. When we achieve this, we find true contentment and success on our spiritual journey. I used to wonder how someone with a mind full of worries and sadness could become as light as I feel today. The process isn't easy, but I realized that although many famous people are praised for their practice, not everyone truly embodies virtue. That's why I felt the need to reflect on myself, to look inward and truly understand the value of this journey. I'm grateful to you and the clients who have always supported me. Even if they leave tomorrow, I will still be thankful to them. They are the ones who have walked with me and helped me see the importance of being present in every moment. Sometimes I also have to answer innocent questions like, why do people look better in real life than on TV? Or why don't people on TV look as good as they do in real life? Of course, I answer just to reassure you. When the mind is at peace, everything becomes clear and understandable, just like when you feel light when things are in balance. Peace comes from within. And when we have that peace, we see that all life's challenges become easier to handle. Every difficulty is just a test we can overcome. Young people are often encouraged to express their individuality and personal rights. They tend to avoid depending on others, feeling independent, and sometimes distancing themselves from people, yet still manage to exist. This can make it more challenging to connect across generations, especially when we try to educate children according to different values. In a society that highly values individual freedom, guiding children and helping them understand right from wrong has become a greater challenge than ever before. I've always been concerned about how to help my child understand and grow from within. How can I ensure my child doesn't just follow instructions, but truly grasps the issues at hand, becoming a mature, steady, and happy individual? I don't want to address problems with temporary emotions or impose my will. I want my child to think for themselves and change from the heart. During difficult moments, I've also tried to be more forceful, but over time I've realized that violent methods or shouting never lead to lasting results. Parents often use their authority to educate their children, but I believe this approach isn't truly effective in building a strong, lasting relationship. Sometimes I've fallen into this pattern too, and even with just harsh words, I realize that I need to change my approach. Emotions can overpower reason, but the things we do in moments of anger only make everything worse. Instead, I've learned to use gentle words and advice from the heart to create a connection with my child. I've realized that when we use forceful methods like violence or coercion, we only create resistance and failure. Instead, the key is to create a sense of ease for others so they can absorb the lesson naturally and gently. It's about being soft, patient, and not rushing to impose. In difficult situations, rather than reacting immediately, we can make the other person feel comfortable by staying silent for a moment or waiting for both sides to calm down. Once the mood is stable, everything becomes much easier. When I want to say no to something, I've learned that it's important to explain the reasons why it's not possible, instead of just saying no. The key is to help the other person understand the consequences of their actions, but in a gentle, non-dogmatic way. We need patience and love, accepting the difficulties to help others change, but we cannot force them immediately. Patience and understanding are the keys to creating positive change, both in parenting and in any relationship in life. To create a sense of ease for others, we don't need to do anything too complicated. Sometimes, just staying silent, smiling without scolding, or participating in fun activities like walking, exercising, or shopping together is enough. When the other person feels relaxed and at ease, our words are more likely to be accepted. Creating a sense of ease is more important than ever. Children cannot learn if they feel forced or uncomfortable. Instead, we need to create a comfortable environment where they can develop and change naturally. When children feel comfortable and respected, they are more likely to accept lessons and change in their own way. Like many other methods for seeking peace, meditation can also be a powerful tool. However, meditation needs to be practiced correctly and with appropriate guidance. Without the right approach, improper methods or attitudes can lead to unwanted reactions. Meditation is not just a technique for calming the mind, it also helps reduce anxiety, soothes the mind, and brings peace to our stressful lives. When practiced properly, meditation helps us regenerate positive energy and take control of our emotions. We also need patience and a willingness to support our loved ones who have chosen meditation as a path to find peace. If you find this method effective, walk alongside them and learn together. Don't just stand on the sidelines, because by participating directly, you'll truly understand the method and be able to offer the right support. Supporting each other, learning together, and walking this path together is the best way to create a peaceful space in every family and community. Studies have shown that individuals with a spiritual anchor, whether it's religion or another method, tend to experience fewer psychological issues. This anchor not only provides psychological safety, but also serves as a resource to help us face life's challenges. For this reason, finding a method to calm the mind and heal emotional wounds is crucial. If you haven't tried meditation, I encourage you to explore it and practice it properly. The key is to learn how to live in the present, to have a clear awareness of the past, present, and future. When we practice meditation the right way, we gradually reduce anxiety, no longer being dominated by thoughts of the past or worries about the future. Instead, we can live more fully in each moment of life. The desire for inner peace is not just a lofty goal, it's a profound reflection of our human need for love and lasting happiness. Compared to animals, humans have the ability to aspire to higher values, and peace is one of the values we constantly long for. We live in a world full of worries and constant pressures, making peace something difficult to grasp. Sometimes, we long for peace without knowing how to attain it, and this very longing can make us feel even more lost. Peace is not a distant destination, but a state that can be achieved in the present moment when we learn to let go of worries and accept everything in life. Practices like meditation, living in the present, and appreciating the simple things around us will gradually help us find peace within. Start with small, patient steps, because peace only comes when we truly understand and accept ourselves. When establishing a relationship, we often lack the knowledge or experience to nurture it properly, as much of our time is spent on work and life's worries. For this reason, we often hope that our loved ones can also find peace. However, while we can help to some extent, true peace ultimately depends on them. If there are still lingering sorrows, negative energy, and misconceptions in their lives, our efforts will not be able to change the situation completely. The most important thing we can do is to create stability within ourselves. Peace is not always easy to achieve. Sometimes we feel okay, but other times we feel lost and directionless. What matters is that instead of worrying or getting too involved in others' problems, we need to learn how to stay calm and not let ourselves be swept up by the troubles of others. Everyone has their own self-regulation mechanism, and although this may take time, their instincts will help them return to a state of balance. We cannot change others, but we can create a peaceful environment for ourselves, and from there, spread that peace to those around us. When we live in peace ourselves, others will sense it and may find their own peace. Creating stability within ourselves, reducing worry, and being patient with others' processes is the most effective and complete way we can help. Not everyone can achieve balance right away, but I believe that within each person lies the ability to find that peace. When peace becomes strong enough, it will naturally radiate positive energy, inspire others, and become a solid anchor for those around us. However, if our own peace is not yet enough, wanting too much from others may reflect fear and a lack of understanding. Sometimes, intervening too early or too much in someone else's problems can cause them to lose confidence in their ability to overcome difficulties on their own, which only creates dependency. We need to help our loved ones believe in their own abilities. While companionship and support are important, it's also necessary to adjust our interventions to be appropriate. Sometimes, excessive support can diminish their ability to be independent, making them overly reliant on us. This not only robs them of the opportunity to grow, but it can also make them feel incapable of overcoming challenges on their own. Supporting others gently and subtly, encouraging them to find their own inner strength, is the most effective way to help and create lasting change. Peace does not only come from helping others, but also from giving them the space to grow and find their own solutions.